Well, Chet, I just erased like 3 hours of content off of the phone and we still only have 49 minutes. Hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop and this edition of Dr. Diagnostics and How To. I have on my bench Nathan's Stihl 041, and this saw has been here longer than any saw in my shop. It took us a long time to compile parts for this. Neighbor Nathan had this saw worked on by another mechanic prior to me. He put a China top end on it. Nathan brought it to me. It was bogging in the cut. We did a little carburetor adjustment and something just still wasn't right to me. And I said, neighbor, something's not right with this saw. How about you let me go deeper into it? And he said, okay, yeah, that sounds good to me. His daddy's still alive, but because this was the saw he remembers on the back of the truck with his daddy growing up, it's very sentimental to him. It's like his family heirloom is the way he put it. And I've had a lot of hassle with this saw, a lot of headaches, a lot of trouble getting it running right and then not running right. I had 2 tiny little threads of string get the piston seized up. Fix that. I had the saw running again night before last, I think it was, or day before last. It was just that dark. And the saw was running fine. I was breaking in the China top end. And I went out to throttle it because I heard it loading up. And it just loaded up so heavily that it died. And then it was flooded out. I took the spark plug out, pulled a bunch of cord to unflood it, set it in front of a heater for a couple hours, pulled a bunch of cord to make sure no more gas was coming out of the spark plug port, re-spark plugged it, and the sumbitch won't start. The other issue is the sprocket is so tight, when you pull cord, the chain pulls too. And so, I've just taken the spark plug out to see if any fuel comes out, and it does not, but the saw won't start. And so, we're going to go into the carburetor and see how our metering diaphragm is, see if it's set right. And we're also going to clean the seat. We're going to check our carburetor parts because it did sit with fuel for a while. I dropped the ball and didn't order the in-the-tank fuel line for Nathan. And so I had gotten that ordered, replaced it, and that's when the saw started again. And so hopefully we can get this saw going because I am desperately trying to get projects out. I want to get customers cleared off my whiteboard. No offense, neighbors, but I'm struggling to feed my family. And a lot of these saws I've already been paid for, like Jimbus's. I got some footage coming up for that. If it's not already up before this, it depends on if this is long or short. And we decided to order some parts and put an actual chain brake on his saw. And he bought his saw back in, I think he said May. I don't know that it was that long ago, but it's been at least 4 months, maybe 6 months. And I sent 2 saws out the other day, a 441 and a 391 that I rebuilt for neighbor Chris. We started both of them for him, cut with them, and he takes them home, runs the 441 through 1 tank, goes to do manual reset on the carburetor, the M-tronic, and the saw won't start. 391, he says, never even started, even though we started it here and cut wood with it before he took it home. You'd be surprised how many times this happens, and a lot of times it's because people just don't know how to run saws. All the saws he brought me, his guys beat the shit. They were just almost all roached. Half of them had been straight gassed. Nobody knows how to tune a carburetor. They don't realize if you don't tune your carburetor according to your atmosphere and according to the job you're doing and what size bar chain you run and everything else, you're going to blow up your saw. So that being said, neighbors, I'm going to turn you down to the bench. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to take a quick break to go in and get some more coffee. Oh, right, it's meth, right? The eyes don't lie, right? No, I just drink tons and tons and tons of coffee because I have to have energy to overcome my astronomically excruciating, getting much worse, dilapidating, debilitating body that causes me chronic pain 24/7 that never eases up. Let's get to work, damn neighbors. Okay, so I already have debarred my saw, you guys. We got to start with taking our top cover off, which is pretty simple. Just turn this screw till it comes off. Okay, metal top cover. And then we have an air filter. I have good quality aftermarket air filters available in the pinned comment. In the description, you'll find a link to where you can purchase this from me on eBay. Okay, his OEM is in good condition, so we're reusing it. Sorry guys, I gotta keep drinking coffee because I'm exhausted. Okay, and then you have 2 8mm nuts that you've got to remove. Okay. Okay, and then this cover will come up. Should come up. I do have a Yama Bond on there to help everything seal. We gotta also remove this flathead down here. Okay, where's all my scrunches? Damn. I just cleaned my bench and it's a mess again already. So go ahead and remove this flathead. Everything was Loctited in and Yama bonded on this saw because it's an old saw. We wanted everything sealed up. We don't want things vibrating off. It is the AV model, but this thing will still, this thing, goodness Christ, I can't even talk, you guys. This thing will chatter your teeth out for sure. Okay, and even though that's loose all the way, of course, my arthritic carpal tunnel ridden hands can't turn it. So we have to just keep using our scrunch and waste time. There's that. Okay, now this should come up. It should. It's pulling the carburetor up with it because it's stuck to it from the Yama bond. There we go. Throw our nut. Okay. And then should be able to pull our throttle or our choke lever out here from our carburetor. Should be able to. It's not wanting to go. Come off there. There we go. Okay, keep our screws together for that. And then I need to pinch off the fuel line here because we do have fuel in our carburetor still, or in our fuel tank still. Okay, so pinch that off so we can unhook that. I'm sorry, that was our impulse. We've got to unhook it anyways, but to unhook our fuel line here. Chainsaw Redeemer struggling with everything. My life is a mess. Can't get nothing right. Okay, and then you can pull your throttle lever out, which this guy cut. Okay, I'm going to leave my gasket. Oh, it ripped. I'm probably going to have to replace that gasket, which I don't have another one, I don't think. We might. But I might have to make one if I don't have another one. That one is an old rim spline from Jonathan Luna's saw. Had a good video on Jonathan Luna's. We had a sheared flywheel, so we resolved why a chainsaw on his 028 Super was backfiring and wouldn't start anymore. Alright, so what we're going to do is my mat is not where it's supposed to be because I can't remember myself. Can't get nothing right, you guys. Just doing myself dirty, doing you guys dirty, but my videos only get like 40 and 50 views, so kind of hard to stay encouraged, to be honest. Being 100% honest with you, that's all. Daddy always said honesty's the best policy, and they say the truth shall set you free. I thought those were Phillips. They're damn flatheads. I have a flathead screwdriver that I love for this shit, and it's been missing for weeks. I have tools literally just vanishing, just completely vanishing. Tools are just disappearing, and they never show back up. I don't know where they go. They just go into another dimension, and it's like now I have a flathead tip here. But I lost the other one. That's loose. I don't like it. We'll take this out. I have these magnet things I bought so I don't lose my stuff anymore, but yet somehow stuff still comes up missing. It's just flabbergasting. Okay. So what we're going to be checking is, I want to check, that's our pump side, this is our metering side. I want to check the height of our metering lever because our saw was flooding out even though we only had our low jet at 3/4 turn. And so I'm wondering if either our metering lever is, damn it, too high, or if our inlet needle seat is dirty and needs cleaned off. I'm just struggling. I just, you know, 50,000 fucking carburetor adjustment screwdrivers, and I've pulled out like 6 more today. And here I'm going to pull another one out of stock, and they just keep vanishing. Like they're nowhere to be found. It just, I guess I'm just at a point, you guys, that I don't even want to try to be positive and be fake. I'm in a shitty mood most of the time anymore. I can't feed my family. That makes a guy really discouraged. My business is failing. My YouTube channel is failing. Look at all that gas in there. Okay, our metering lever, this is a Tillotson, I think, or is it an old Walboro? Yeah, it is a Tillotson. I don't have the Tillotson gauge, but I believe this should be flush with the carburetor body. And we are, let's see, our gaskets are in the way there. We are flush. So I'm going to take the inlet needle out. It is seating, but the thing is, it might be dirty in there. And it could be. Maybe we have to, I can't remember if I replaced the spring in this thing or not. I know I replaced the needle. I replaced the metering lever. I replaced the diaphragms. And sadly, our diaphragm does seem kind of stiff. No, it's not stiff, but it seems very stretched out. Okay, we don't want to lose our parts. Inlet needle. And so what we're going to do, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. But let's see, this is our high, this is our low. We can see our high needle. I'm surprised there's this much gasket on here. And I believe I actually used an OEM kit, so we're just going to take a Q-tip. Okay, might have to remove some of the cotton. On the bigger ones I usually don't, but these are cheap Q-tips. I thought the cheaper ones worked better. I couldn't remember. But we'll remove some of our cotton there. Okay. Put that in there. And then we're going to take a drill on low speed. And we will put our Q-tip on there. Just want to make sure it grabs in the center of my jaws here. Okay. And then we're just going to buff that seat. And yeah, it is kind of dirty, but I mean, my fuel mix is like, that is the color of my fuel mix. So let me grab another one. I'm going to go in a second time here. Hopefully we can get the whole thing in there to get a better buff. There we are. I'm actually going to turn it on high speed now. Okay. A lot of fuel coming through from the other side. So then I'm going to inspect my pump diaphragm side, see what our pump diaphragm looks like. There really is no other reason. Oh man, that's tight. Really is no other reason for this saw to be flooding out like it is. I really wish I could find that damn screwdriver, you guys. It frustrates me so bad that I spend so damn much money to get the tools that help me with my disability, and then either like this damn thing, you know, $100 fucking, and look how loose the magnet is, and then if you try and tighten it in there, this will not go in right. $100 fucking, you know. My astronomical bad luck. We're working on the brakes on the truck. Every auto parts store that pulls up the parts I need, because we had a bolt break, it's the wrong parts. And then, you know, you order them from the dealer, and it's the wrong parts. They don't fit your truck. The bolts are too long, too big, wrong thread pitch, too short. It's just, you know, so the truck's been sitting on jack stands for weeks. And I have that happen with saw parts a lot. People will send me the wrong parts. They won't match, or it'll match the OEM part number. It'll match the picture, and then for some reason, it won't fit on my saw. And I just don't understand it, you know. One could say it's my fault that I'm just an idiot, but I just have astronomically bad luck. It seems like I have a curse on my life that I just cannot break. You know, I thought I'd been putting good karma into the world most of my life. I try to be a really, really nice guy. Yes, I've had some bad days. But yeah, our pump diaphragm is in good condition. It looks a little stretched, but not terrible. Yeah, it's in fine condition. We did have it installed correctly. Looking at our screen, it looks fine. Nothing looks terribly plugged up or dirty or anything, but we're gonna go ahead and give everything a good spray with car parts cleaner. Put your safety glasses on, neighbors. Next, I want to pull my low jet needle and see if it's got any damage to it, because the saw is flooding out on the low end, not the high end. Okay, we had it fairly leaned out on the high end at a good point, and it was only flooding at idle. And so this carb really should be somewhere between 1 and 1 1/4 turns out. Okay, boy, it doesn't really look like it's been damaged. On the Tillotons, they're not really super pointy, so I don't think that's our problem. But while we have that out, we'll go ahead and spray some car parts cleaner. Safety glasses again, class. Yeah, that's spraying out nice and good. Comes right out its port there like it's supposed to. But I am wondering, I think maybe this needle might be damaged. It might have to have a pointy end on it. I don't know. Well, chip. Now I'm trying to put it in the wrong spot. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in. We'll turn it out to like 1 1/8. And then I don't see any other reason this saw should be flooding out. We'll spray it with the air compressor here real quick. Okay, see, that's nice and seated. Nice. Well, maybe not. Okay, they're seated. So we'll go half, 1, we'll go 1 1/4, and we'll double check our high. Okay, it's seated. Half, 1, 1 1/4. Okay, let's go ahead and reassemble this thing. We'll start on a pump diaphragm side, okay? Your diaphragm goes down first, and then your gasket. Okay, this one goes like so. And just looking at it, everything looks fine to me on that. I don't see any damage. I don't see anything that should cause our carburetor to flood our saw. Okay, this will go that way. And so, just kind of looking, trying to see my holes here to line this up right. Right there. Okay. Did I mix my screws up, neighbors? I think these are the right ones. I believe so. Because I took this side off second. So, go ahead and put those on. I'll try to have this in fast speed for you, the wrench turning. I'll try. Can't promise. I'm so far behind on footage. It's crazy. Behind on everything in my life. Thanks to the few of you guys that are commenting a lot and everything. Can you guys let me know what you think of the merchandise? If there's something I can do to bring you merchandise you'd be interested in purchasing, can you tell me? I'd like to make changes if that's what it means, or if that's what it takes to get you guys to buy products. If it's because you don't like it, all you have to do is tell me. I won't be mad. I can receive positive criticism as long as it's done in kindness. Okay, I'm going to look at my inlet needle. Yeah, it looks perfectly fine. But, for sake of safety, we'll go ahead and replace it with another one. Because I buy these things by the 100, so it doesn't hurt me. I only pay like 40 cents a piece. Well, you add in the freight, and it's probably like $2 a piece. But, okay, my medium lever and my wrist pin I think are just fine. I do believe I replaced the spring in this too. But let me check the condition of our spring if I can find it. Y'all see where the spring is? Well, damn, I don't see it. I know we dumped it out, so we didn't lose it. There it is. Yeah, the spring seems nice and solid. I don't think that's our issue. In fact, it seems like, if anything, it's too strong. I wonder if somehow I grabbed the wrong spring. I thought I put an OEM kit on this one, because he wanted OEM. I just cannot recollect, though. So, put that back on. And then, we need our little screw right here. So, hold that down with your thumb as you're doing this. Okay? And you do want to put this one tight. Don't strip it out. I've rarely ever stripped one of these out that I can recollect. I honestly don't remember the last time I stripped one of these out. If anything, I stripped the heads out of like the T10. The T10 ones on newer carburetors. They have like a T10 in there. Sometimes they strip out. And the Phillips head, I stripped the Phillips head out. But I don't think I've ever stripped the threads themselves. I really wish I could find the flat head that I like for my carburetors. Okay, there we are with that. I'm going to check this one more time. Okay, it could afford to go up just a hair. Raise it up just a hair. Okay, now it's perfectly flush. You can't get it any more flush than that, honestly. Okay, and then this will go this way. It's got a hook on there. So we'll hook that on. That seems fine. Go ahead and put our cover on. I do believe I pressure tested this carburetor, but we'll pressure test it again if the saw doesn't run still. I am going to try it first without the bar and chain, because I need to resolve why my sprocket and bearing are on the crank too tight. I can't even get them off now. They're on there so tight. I couldn't find a new OEM sprocket for this. I ordered it, and then like 3 months down the road, Stihl decided to tell me, instead of it being on back order, that it was obsolete. And that happened with a lot of 028s. I put in like $1,000 parts order with Stihl when I first got Nathan's saw, like a month after I got his saw, for 028 stuff, 041 stuff. And I got like $150 worth of it. and they told me the other stuff was on back order, and they told me like 2 things for his saw were obsolete, so I got a refund for that. And then several months down the road, all those parts I was waiting for that I was told were on back order, I was now told were obsolete. And so Stihl had to give me a bunch of money back. But unfortunately, I had a bunch of neighbors that waited forever for their saws and didn't get them. I have to blow my nose, guys. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have this gasket right now, but I do anticipate most likely having to go backwards still. So I have just done a small amount of Permatex on my gasket. You do have to be careful, though, because sometimes they have an impulse hole. And if you use this stuff, you don't want to plug that up. So we're just trying this just for now to see if our saw is even going to start. And then I will have to make a gasket, but I'm still trying to break this motor in, so I just need to even get the saw running again. And that's kind of where we're at. Okay, so we'll put that back on. Throw our bolts and screws everywhere as we always do, because the chainsaw redeemer is messy. And apparently doesn't love you guys enough to get his life in order and be better. And we'll lose a bolt like we always do. Okay, I'm going to pause you guys. I'm going to keep reminding you guys, this is horribly bad for you. Don't do it. I quit smoking for a year, but life got so difficult and my pain got so overwhelming. It literally started back again as a coping mechanism for the smoking. Okay, and then we'll put our throttle lever back in, which you got to do before your carburetor seats down all the way. Okay, so we'll do that. Then we'll hook our choke lever in here. Okay, put that back down in. Okay, this goes in here. Hopefully. It's supposed to anyways. But it's Chainsaw Redeemer's life, so it doesn't go like it's supposed to. Okay. I'm going to put that one in first, so we make sure it's lined up. I blew my nose and it's still runny as hell. This weather, it's like it's 70 degrees during the day and then 19 degrees at night. It's crazy. And so I'm constantly walking out of the warm shop through the cold into the semi-warm house because we can only afford to keep our heat at 68. And when you live in a mobile home, if you know anything about, Ted Neitzel knows, having your heat at 68 when you have no insulation, go ahead and use your thick blanket and an electric heating blanket and everything else. I gotta blow my nose again, guys. And then it's gonna feel like you're sleeping in a tent outside because all the cold air just comes in. Don't put your bed by windows. If you can, put your bed in the middle of the room and really high off the floor, because also it's going to feel like cold air is coming up out of the floor because the floor is so cold. And that is the life of living in a shitty, moldy, dilapidated trailer, and the church doesn't help you. And you can't even afford to feed your family, so you can't afford to fix your trailer either. That's the way it is, though. Been that way my whole life. Been poor my whole life. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at down here. Oh boy, why isn't this moving? Oh shit, what happened here? I think my idle screw has gotten in the way. Yeah, it did. And that's the next thing I was going to look at, is where my butterfly valve was sitting, how open it was. Boy, everything is just overwhelming, you guys. Everything is just proves to be so astronomically, unbelievably difficult in my life. I don't know why, but we just keep persevering, right? Keep persevering until somebody thinks, hey, that guy deserves for me to buy a t-shirt that says hashtag persevere, and on the back, you only quit if you fail. Right, neighbors? Should I get on my knees and beg you guys, please buy my chip? I don't do it because I still don't think it would work. Okay, there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and screw my idle screw in to where my butterfly valve is just barely opened up. It's hard to see on this saw, but I'm going to go to about right there. Okay, I think that's where I want to be. Go a little bit more. Yeah, see, I had to turn this idle up way high and lean it out way high, and that's why I'm thinking, I'm wondering if we have an air leak over here, but usually you have to richen it out when you have an air leak because it's sucking air from somewhere else. This one, I'm having to lean it out way too much, and that causes me a little bit of concern. But we'll go ahead and hook our fuel line back up over here. Okay, there's that. And then we will go ahead and hook our impulse hose back up under here on the back of the carburetor, which is the back of the saw, and that's why I'm calling it the back of the carburetor. Again, you guys, don't smoke. It's really bad for you. I shouldn't be smoking right now, but I'm taking too many smoke breaks to do videos, and it's just not working out. Okay. I feel like our impulse is in good condition, but we might have to replace it. I did already put a brand new one on, but I just used standard fuel line. Okay, so that's done. And then we'll put our air filter back on. Okay. And that only goes one way. Okay. Make sure our choke lever is working. It is. Okay. And then we will go ahead and secure our top cover on here. And then we will see if this saw wants to run again or not. I meant to keep the spark plug out and blow through the top here. To try and make sure there's no gas in the bottom end of the cylinder, but I forgot. So we're just gonna leave our switch off, leave our spark plug off for a moment, and pull cord a few times. And there's actually, look how much fuel's coming out. I just did this before we started on the saw, and so it leads me to wonder, where's our fuel coming from? Okay, so I'm going to take my air compressor and just blow some air in here. Pause, you guys. Okay, I have aired that out as much as I can. I've looked in there. I don't see any kind of scoring at all on our piston or our cylinder wall. Everything looks good. Looks like our rings were actually working on seating really well, even though it's a cheap Chino motor. It's funny because a year ago these Chino motors were like $22, and now they're like 50 or 60 bucks. And there was one for 100 and something on eBay, an OEM, and Nathan elected not to get it, and I should have bought it. I wished I had the money at the time. I would have bought it, because now the only one on eBay that's OEM brand new is over 300 bucks with shipping and tax. The guy's got it at $300 plus shipping, and then you got to pay tax as well. He's got it or best offer, and I shot him an offer for $250, and he declined it. Well, he didn't decline it. It expired, so I don't even know if he ever saw it. But there's that. I am going to add a little bit more fuel because the pickup body is only about halfway submerged, and then we'll give this a whirl. Okay, I've elected to put a new seal on his gas cap. It looks like an original O-ring, which would probably be this one. It's stretched out, but I'm going to try this flat one and see how well it seats. This is concave, so we actually might need the O-ring. Let's see here. Well, I kind of like it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, tighten that up good and tight, and that doesn't affect the tank vent, so we should be fine. Okay, let's see if this bitch starts. Okay, one more thing I forgot to check actually is I did not eliminate the spark arrestor screen on this, and it does look like it's pretty wet, gooped up with carbon. It might have been a good idea to go ahead and pull the whole muffler, but that is a major undertaking on this saw, and I prefer not to at this moment, but that will be my next place, because we are going to have to pull our damn it, can't talk, guys, sorry. We are going to have to pull our clutch and sprocket, and I'm going to have to, as you can see, that clutch should not spin with that sprocket. Now I can hold the clutch still and spin the drum, but it's really tight, and so I'm going to have to take the center of the sprocket and sand it down some, or see if there happens to be a good newer used OEM one on eBay, because this aftermarket one is just very tight. I really should just eliminate this. For now, we'll leave it out. Okay, we'll just leave that out for now. Okay, I'll turn you over and we'll just see if we're gonna get lucky or not. We got lucky with Jonathan Luna's saw. All we did was have to replace a flywheel keel on that. We struggled a bit, but his saw is going home hopefully tomorrow. So I've got my switch on, I've got my trigger locked, I've got my choke down. Since we did just empty this carburetor, it's probably going to take a lot of pulls. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I am going to just Try and get some fuel going here. Ooh, wow, that hurt. There it goes, guys. There it goes. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. So we'll go to about half choke. Oh, come on, baby. No choke. Come on, baby. She's hitting, but not going all the way. It's hard to pull cord on this beast. Come on, baby, hit. I'm going to open our jet a little more. We do have a lot of fluid in our muffler. That could be part of our problem. Turn our idle up a bit. Take our low jet out just a hair. Try again. It looks like I got gas seeping out of my fucking tank. So that's not good. Yeah, she's flooded. She's flooded, neighbors. It's hard to pull cord for me. That just destroyed the rest of my night because I want it to fire. So our muffler's clearly full. And in order to take our muffler off, we have to just take everything off that we just had off. Take our rear handle off, take our tank off. Pull our muffler. But at least we know it's flooded. But why did it flood so much? That's the problem. We have to figure out why she's flooding out. Why is she flooding out? Okay, right now our tank gasket's not working. I'm gonna change that real quick. I'm gonna put a regular O-ring on. See how well that works. I'll have to get an IPL and find out exactly what O-ring this is. Okay. But this one should work a lot better. She's flooded out good. See, the thing is, I want to keep pulling because I know eventually it will go. Eventually. It's got to. It's hitting. That's the fucked up part. It's hitting. It is hitting. Couple more pulls here. Oh, our tank vent is just pouring out. We might need a new cap. I don't recollect it doing that before. I'll put the regular seal back on, but damn, it shouldn't be doing that. That could be why it's flooding out. Might need a new cap. I do have an 041 over there that I could rob the cap from, but shouldn't have to do that. There shouldn't be gas seeping out of our gas cap. That's not good. That's bad. Yeah, it is. It's just pouring out of the gas cap still. That's supposed to pull air in, not take air out. Might be ruined. Try cleaning it here. See if we can get it to close back up here. Yeah, it's still seeping out. Nope. I'm going to try pulling the plug and unflooding it again. Okay, one more time, guys. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to set it aside because I'm not ready to tear into it again. But I'll have to take the muffler off and drain it and find out why she's flooding like that. Yeah, it's flooded. She just won't hit. Look at all the fluid coming out. I'm gonna have to take this saw down again, unfortunately. So I'll try to merge it with the next time I work on this saw. If not, until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. Chainsaw Redeemer's night is over. Love you, neighbors.